And Hugh Freeze is the head football coach at Auburn as we make that hard turn toward the first season. Coach, first of all, thank you, and how are you?
Paul, good to see you, man. I'm doing pretty good. The older I get, I think the 2 weeks of fall camp gets harder and harder, but it's on you physically. But it's things are going well. Excited about this season.
Well, I'll stay on the field. I want to get off the field in a few minutes about recruiting, but just at this point, I mean, we're 2.5 weeks away. As you see your players, as you see the practice unfold, do you start to get ideas, good or bad, about what this season is going to look like?
Yeah, Paul, I think most of us have done this a while and know that you kind of feel good about certain things and probably not so good about some. I'm really excited about where I think the chemistry of our team is and their confidence. Do we have enough bullets in the gun yet to play 8 to 10 games against really really good teams in this league and be able to pull them off? I'm uncertain of that, but I do think these young kids we signed are really talented, and we're going to have to depend upon them. And that's the hardest measuring stick for me because they're so young and they haven't had to do it yet against the type of players that you see in this league. But I am cautiously optimistic. I believe we're better for sure.
And Coach, that's where I want to go because there are a couple of players that fans are just fired up about, and the recruiting trail is another part. You've been part of a lot of really successful programs. You know when the buzz is there, and you can also tell when maybe it's gone the wrong way. But describe this moment in time for Auburn football, and the buzz around it seems very justified.
Yeah, Paul, I think Auburn should be one of the top 10 programs in the country, and to do that you have to have alignment and resources and support, and we have the best fans, and administration are aligned, and our supporters are incredibly positive and at the same time supportive of us building. Now, I tell them all, I think you've got to have patience in this league to build a great program and build it the way we want to build it. And I think that's why they're optimistic right now and very positive, is because they see us trending, particularly in recruiting, whether it's a top 10 class last year in our first full year recruiting. And then obviously we're hanging around that top 5 in the 25 class and off to a good start in 26. And I do believe it takes stacking classes like 3 years in a row for you to, catch up with some of the people that we're expected to play with and beat.
Especially when your two biggest rivals live in that same zone. And how are you doing it, though? Because this isn't the old days when it's only hard work. There's a lot of chess pieces on that board.
Well, there's no question, Paul. It's a new world that all of us are having to adjust to. And I do think, environment still plays a part. I think the culture and I think the chemistry and the opportunity plays a part. But there's no question that having all of those pieces without some pieces that bless our kids, with the support through NIL and your school, it's hard to really pull that off. I think we're very fair. I don't think I'm very cautious about how we go about that because I still believe that locker room is the most important thing. And so I think it does take a part of us selling culture and opportunity and the fit for them. But it's also, it takes the whole piece of the pie. It's not just one slice of it. You better have it all. And this league, you're competing against teams that do. They have great staffs, they have great facilities, they have great support, and they have great NIL programs. And so Auburn is blessed to be one of those.
Talking to Coach Hugh Freeze, normally I would never go back and ask about things that didn't go well, at least not before the season started. But we aired an interview on this network last night where you talked about your rivalry with Nick Saban, and you mentioned in a comment that's gone viral today that you should have had 4 wins against him.
Yeah.
We know about the two at Ole Miss. We know about the one that didn't happen. Can you expound on your comments?
Well, every now and then you say things that come across the wrong way, and you feel crazy for saying something quite like that. And so maybe this part will go viral too. You've got to get it done when you have the chances. And so there's if you're yes, we had the opportunity to have 4 wins for sure. The third year at Ole Miss, we were up 24-3, and truthfully, I didn't coach well enough. When you get those type of leads, we ended up getting beat 50-49 or something like that in that game, and so it felt like we could have won that, and I just didn't. I should have controlled the clock more in that game. And then, of course, last year, should have been able to coach well enough and get out of there with the opportunity we had. And that certainly doesn't mean that I'm saying in any way we were better than his squad or than his staff, for sure, because he's arguably the best that's ever done it. So kind of that didn't come across exactly the way I wanted it, but yeah, we did have those opportunities four times and easily could have had 2 more.
Give me something.